All right, continuing with women's lacrosse, head coach Ashley Delaney, Courtney Murray, Olivia Turk. Coach, been on the road for a couple of weeks. Have had some long trips and challenging games, but you come home this weekend. Before we get to that, maybe kind of give us a quick recap of the first part of the season.
Yeah, first part of the season, we had some regional play to start off. Obviously, lost a tough game to Rockhurst. Then came back and won a big game against Missouri Western. Then we were in Florida last week, which was tough. I think both of those opponents were nationally ranked. St. Leo's number 8 right now at the moment. So just good competition that's going to help us prepare for our huge regional matchup basically on Thursday. And then also leading into conference because our conference starts out really strong with Regis and UCCS. So,
Courtney, you've been a big part of the offense so far, scoring in every game, and had your first hat trick in Florida. How special was that, and kind of how does it feel to be contributing the goals for the team?
It felt really special to get a hat trick with my dad there, and I think I owe a huge thank you to my team. They've set me up to be super successful this season so far. So, yeah.
Olivia, you're a veteran of the squad, 30 years as a starter. What have you been able to bring? We talked about a few weeks ago, a lot of new faces on this team. As one of the veterans, what have you been able to bring to the squad?
I've just learned a lot from my previous teammates, especially having a whole new defense this year. I've just used what I've learned from the past and tried to teach them as much as I can. I've also learned so much from everybody else on the team. And yeah, it's a really easy team to work with and learn with and grow with.
Coach, you hit on it. 2 nationally ranked opponents last week. Another one coming in Grand Valley, and then starting with conference and Regis. What does a stretch like that? It's probably hard to kind of battle through for wins and keep positive. But what kind of things can you take from those games for the second half of the season at least?
Yeah, so I would rather play all the hard teams, honestly, because you have no choice but to make adjustments and you know exactly where you stand after playing those games. Even though they were big losses, I mean, in terms of just it hurts when you lose, obviously. We learn something from every game, and we're in a really good spot because we know exactly what we need to fix and what we need to adjust. I think if I was kind of feeling, or if we were feeling collectively, where do we go from here, we'd be in trouble. But we have a plan. In each game, we've made in-game adjustments that have proven to be successful and work out, maybe just too little too late, or just because we're playing a lot of freshmen, we're playing sophomores. We have a freshman goalie starting right now for us. So I think we're just growing together each game, and everybody who's come off the bench as well and gotten into games has contributed. And I think that's really huge and speaks volumes to kind of how we were in the past. We didn't really need to sub as much because we had so many veterans playing together for 4 years. People are getting experience, and it's just going to help us in the long run, especially when we're trying to compete postseason and hopefully get into postseason where we need legs and we need depth on our bench. So it's been really great to play these really tough teams. And I think we are really confident moving forward.
For both the players kind of playing off that, what did you take from that first stretch of games? And now you've got some time before you play again to actually work on things. What are some things that you both see that we need to do a little bit better on, or I need to do this better?
I think that we learned a lot from those teams because they're obviously they're ranked higher than we were. And I think we were able to learn a lot from them in terms of aggression and also how we come back from a loss, especially with our first game against Rockhurst and then Missouri Western. We were able to see how the team was able to come back from that as a whole. And even though we played harder teams after that, I truly believe that we learned so much dealing with those big losses, and we're really taking that into these conference games, and I see us succeeding in the future.
Yeah, I think we were able to learn a lot both on and off the field. I think off the field, we're going to work on keeping our sideline loud and cheering each other on. And I think on the field, we were able to learn who we work with well and what kind of chemistry we need to build to keep working well with each other and assisting on the offense, and then being able to slide for each other on defense.
Yeah, Coach, was there something you saw that, during those games, like, hey, we can work with this? I mean, we've definitely got this maybe as a strength that you didn't think might be a strength?
Yeah, I think if you look at our stats, we're a really heavy feeding team. We have a lot of assists in every game, which usually stands true. We do really well against like zone defenses and stuff, but we really stressed and focused it on driving 1v1 instead of just like always just looking for the open feed. So I think the team built a little bit more confidence individually and together as a whole that we can be a driving team too. So hopefully we can continue to bring that forward. I think that was one of the main things on attack. Like, we are not just a feeding team, we can be both. And then I also think that on the defensive end, we tried out probably every defense that we have in our pocket in the past 4 games, which is huge. Usually we keep them tucked in and then try to figure out, when's a good time, and then we maybe not even use them. So I think that was a positive. And also, like I mentioned before, it's a young defense, and the fact that we can actually sub people confidently to give each other breaks, and we're focusing a lot on self-awareness, like, hey, maybe your matchup isn't what we thought it was, but that's okay. We'll slide you over here. Somebody else can probably, if their strengths are a little bit different than your strengths, maybe she has a better chance against them. And then we kind of have rolled that way. And I don't think we've ever used more than 4 people at any given moment on the defensive end, and we're getting 6 or 7 in. So I think that's really huge as well.
Now, for all of you guys, I think it was Courtney who mentioned you guys cheering for each other on the sideline, being back home. How important is it for the student population and the local community to get out there Thursday evening?
I think it's super important that we have a popular bench and sideline, and then as well, community members showing up. We've been volunteering a lot with elementary schools in the area, and I know most of us have been encouraging those little kids to come out and watch us because a lot of them have never watched lacrosse before, and they seemed interested. So we invited them out to our games. Hopefully they show up.
Our sideline in the past has always been probably the most loud in all of RMAC, if not the region. I don't know. We've had always a really, really loud sideline that's really supportive. And so it'll be really nice to have everybody on the sideline on Thursday. And especially with the community coming, like, that always helps us and hypes us up. So I'm really excited to see how people show up for us.
Yeah, please come to our games. Please come. It's going to be fun. It's a huge matchup. And I think with us seeing really hard competition and them maybe only having 2 games, I think it's going to be a really fun battle. So tell everybody to come, please. 4 p.m. 4 p.m.
Then also for all you guys, talking about that volunteering at the local elementary schools, did you guys feel kind of a vibe shift with your teammates that, okay, we're more tightly knit now since we've been doing these things outside of lacrosse?
I think so. A few teammates can go at a time depending on what the event is outside of practice and stuff, but it's always a different group of people that's going. And I think it's really important that we're all engaging with the community, whether it's elementary school or just regular people on the street or our fellow classmates or whatever it may be. I think it's really important for us and for us to connect with the community.
Obviously, you guys go down to Florida in Missouri as well, kind of to open the season up. How much easier is it going to be on your guys, as far as travel goes, being in RMAC play, mostly here in Colorado, obviously having home games as well? How much is that going to affect you guys?
It should feel better, at least on our bodies. I think going from, everybody just assumed that we flew to Missouri. We didn't. We bussed. And that's a long 10-hour stretches in the car. Your legs are cramped, whatever. We do our best. And then going from flying, that's hard too. So, and that was like a quick turnaround. I felt like we were home for maybe 3-4 days, and then we got on a plane. So it's going to be really nice to just be, I think, in state, and, Westminster is usually a day trip for us. So, I think personally, from a coaching standpoint, I'm looking forward to it because it's quick travel. The 4 hours stretches on the bus is not too taxing on our bodies, and it's just fun. We have a lot of players who are from Colorado and Utah, and their families are always involved. So I think that is going to kind of light a fire as well. And obviously, conference is just another point in the season that is just a whole nother level of excitement for them as well. So I think we're in a really good spot, honestly. I know like you may look at what the schedule looks like and what our record is right now, but it's really not kind of showcasing how we've progressed as a team in those 4 games. So
Question of the week, off
Oh.
topic a little bit. A rare or obscure food you may have eaten. If you can tell us that, and then a little backstory of how that came to be.
Go ahead.
I actually have a fun one. When we were in Florida, my parents' hotel, they had a fried gator. So I tried that.
Second one of the day
Second gator.
in Florida.
You got anything?
On our way back from Missouri, we stopped at a gas station,
Oh,
and a lot of us got cricket lollipop suckers. And when we got down to the middle, the cricket was inside. So probably that.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'll try anything once, so it's not like really weird or obscure. But I did have like escargot when I was in Europe. That was cool. It was good though. So. Oh really? I didn't really know. I love like sushi and uni and all that stuff. So I'm not like I'll try anything. But yeah, that's a good question. I like it. Cool.
Dylan came up with that one today.
Good job, Dylan.
All right. Well, thank you, and good luck on Thursday.
Thank you.
Thanks.